We're in trouble. It has now become a crime against the law for anyone who is unvaccinated to work after the 14th of October 2021. Many of us have now lost our jobs. You cannot go to work if you're unvaccinated from the 15th of October 2021. And a month later, unless you're being double jabbed, you can't go to work. It's against the law. You can't go to work. It means you can't earn a living. You can't earn money. It's law across Victoria. Anywhere in Victoria, you just straight out, you can't go to work. It's against the law for anyone unvaccinated to go to work. You also don't work out unless you're not allowed to go shopping as well. You go in the shops. We have shops. There's basically there's nothing open. All our shops are shut. There's nothing. The only thing open that I've seen is supermarkets. If you want to buy a pair of socks, you can't. You want to buy a pair of jeans, you can't. You want to buy, the shops don't exist. They don't exist. There's many of them are just empty shops, or shops that have been shut. It's a complete ghost town. Only supermarkets are allowed to open, and only certain people are allowed to go there. So, as of, the other thing is, unvaccinated people are not allowed to leave their homes. They're not allowed to have anyone visit them. They can't go visit anyone. They're not allowed to leave their homes. Victoria-wide, we're only allowed to have 1 hour exercise a day. We're allowed outside your home, within certain distance of your home, but only for 1 hour. If you've done an hour before and you go out again, or you're now in 10 minutes or an hour and 5 minutes, you will be arrested. I've seen people who are just shy of getting 10 minutes left, and it was with police, and they said, well, if you're not home in 10 minutes, they're going to be arrested you. So put it this way, some people are only allowed outside for 1 hour a day, otherwise you go to jail. Unvaccinated, not allowed out of the house at all. They're not allowed to work, not allowed to go shopping, not allowed to visit anyone, not allowed to visit anyone or have anyone visit them. They're not allowed to participate in any social family gatherings or social events, which basically, if you look at the nutshell, you basically can't, by the letter of the law, you can't even have a family gathering of your own household if you're unvaccinated. So if you decide to play, for example, if you want to play a game as a social event, you really can't do that, especially not if you're unvaccinated. We have people in the streets of different places dobbing neighbours in. There have been a number of place instances that I even know of, heard of, where neighbours are dobbing in neighbours for suspecting someone at their house. So people can't trust their neighbours anymore, because neighbours around the place are actually dobbing each other in a variety of different suburbs. So what? And there are more restrictions that have been imposed just recently, in the last couple of days, by our Premier. And there are more restrictions coming up ahead as well, on top of the ones we've already have, where you can't buy, you can't sell, you can't go outside your home, you can't associate with certain groups, you can't visit unvaccinated. You can't visit unvaccinated. Can't visit you. You can't participate in social gatherings. You can't go. You're not allowed to go to work. You're not allowed to outside your home. You're not allowed to in public. It's like it is literally a death sentence. It's like quite a literal death sentence against anyone who is unvaccinated in Victoria. Whether you're healthy, sick, recovered, whatever, natural immunity, never associate with anyone you isolate, whatever it is. If you're unvaccinated, the government wants you to die. It's basically that's a death penalty. It's a death sentence. Just not using them words, but it's basically a death sentence. What do you do? Victoria needs help big time because we're in what they call a state of emergency, which means all normal procedures is out the window. It's been like that for over a year, which means basically whatever our Premier says is law, and the police are to enforce it, and they do vigorously enforce these laws. Literally, as you've probably seen, police shooting on unarmed civilians as they're running away, just openly firing at them in different locations around Melbourne. And the police numbers, it's just growing. It's growing. So Victoria needs help. They're arresting people, visiting people at their homes. We actually have police visiting a number of people at their homes, warning them, giving them citations and things like that. And journalists are being arrested. We've had a number of journalists arrested. They've been censored what they're allowed and not allowed to say, not allowed to cover. Oh my gosh, on top of all the other things you've already know about, everyone. And yeah, the government can continually extend the state of emergency, which means whatever they say goes. Whatever Daniel Andrews says, it's law. And to quote him, says, it's an outbreak pandemic of the it's an outbreak pandemic of the unvaccinated. He said something to those three words. And it's basically, he wants every single Victorian vaccinated, double jabbed. And he's not giving up. And he's using the full strength of the full strength of the law, police officers, the law enforcements of the police, special forces, getting tanks, special armored vehicles on the streets. These super mace sprayers that sprays like crazy. You've probably seen them. And the violence of the police officers. Only a couple of days ago I saw another bunch of police officers jump on a guy. I think it was a couple of journalists. And two officers were punching the living daylights out of him, while another one on top of him was continually kneeing him, while some other coppers held him down. Yeah, it's just getting worse. Victoria needs help. All the laws which state that these things are actually unlawful in Australia, where they state it's actually unlawful in Victoria, which goes totally contradictory. Like, under the law, we can't be discriminated against your vaccinated status about employment. However, that's been thrown out the door because of Daniel Andrews' state of emergency powers, which he's made past laws out of his mouth that go against fundamental human rights and laws of the nation, of the state, of the UN, whatever it is. He's just the laws breaking the laws left, right, and centre. And he's got the authority to do it. And he's got the police enforcing more and more and more harsher crackdowns on the people. So basically, all unvaccinated people will basically become criminals, outlaws. You can't buy, sell, eat, associate with anyone. You're basically going to be locked in your homes. And then we have the visits, the police visitors. They're going to have a registration on who's vaccinated, who's not vaccinated, and you're not allowed to go shopping. So what do you do? When you're not allowed to go to work, you're not allowed outside your home, you're not allowed to have anyone visit you, you're not allowed to visit anyone, you can't go shopping, you can't buy anything, you can't sell anything. What is that if not a death sentence? Victoria-wide for all the unvaccinated. As of 14th of this month, October 2021. That's it.